from having one hell of a successful career. Now imagine being an actor in your late 20s and you're hiding from everyone that you're actually suffering and you're still stuck in a child's body in your late 20s as an actor. What's up folks, it's Uranus, we're in Brussels, welcome to another video. So on my latest long flight home, I was coming back from Thailand, I binge watched an entire season of Tulsa King. It's a series with Silvester Stallone, there's a bit of action, there's a bit of tits and lots of gangsters. What more can you ask for on a 12-hour flight home? Now it turns out one of the gangsters, Max Casella, recently came out with his story of him not starting puberty until he was 27 years old. Look at this man's face. He was literally born to play mobster roles. He played in the Sopranos, he played in Donovan, he played in Boardwalk Empire, yet the guy was living in a freaking horror show until he was 27 years old. It turns out not hitting puberty early actually helped him to get earlier roles in his career. Now let's take a look at his story. C'est parti. I can't believe I never made the link between Max Casella and The Sopranos or Boardwalk Empire or Donovan, because those are some of my favorite series. So this interview was published when Tulsa King premiered. Tulsa King's Max Casella, 55, reveals he did not hit puberty until age 27, after he starred in Doogie Howser. It was a horror show. Just so you have an idea, this is what the man looked like in his first famous role of Vinny in Doogie Howser. Now the series aired between 89 and 93. Casella was born in 67, so he must have been between 22 and 26 years old. Now he definitely looks 10 years younger than he should actually be, and I recognize some physical features because of the lack of testosterone and DHT in his body. You can see that he has a perfect hairline, he actually still has hair growing on his freaking forehead, and he does not have any facial hair whatsoever. And that is definitely because of the lack of DHT. Like the castratis, you keep a perfect hairline and no facial hair, but you also suffer your entire life because of the lack of androgens. Now let's continue with Max's story. Max Casella, a veteran actor who is set to star alongside Silvester Stallone in series Tulsa King, has revealed that he did not hit puberty until age 27. The 55-year-old actor told Page 6 that he has pituitary dwarfism, which is a growth hormone deficiency characterized with unusual short height. He made the revelation to the publication at the premiere for upcoming Paramount series in New York on Wednesday. As he said, "I was given testosterone, I was on growth hormone, and I'm still on those things. My body didn't go through the process, through the changes by itself." Basically, the pituitary gland commands a lot of hormones in your body. Growth hormone, luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone are just three examples of super major hormones that are produced by your pituitary gland. And if that gland is messed up, well, you're in for a wild ride that actually only goes down. The consequences are poor growth and poor physical maturation. Here he completely lacked puberty before the age of 27. Basically, just like I was in the past, he was stuck in a child's body while being an actual adult. Being diagnosed at 27, and I know what I'm talking about, it is really late, because by then the impact on your mental health and on your physical health are quite big. But it didn't stop our American actor from having one hell of a successful career. Now imagine being an actor in your late 20s and you're hiding from everyone that you're actually suffering, and you're still stuck in a child's body in your late 20s as an actor. Ideally, these kinds of hormonal deficiencies should be diagnosed when you're still in your teens, by the age of 15 or 16. By then, your pituitary gland hasn't released any LH or FSH yet, and your testicles in turn have not yet activated. By 16, maybe 17, then there is a serious problem. Now the thing is, most doctors will label you as a late bloomer and will not prescribe you any treatment or even take you seriously. In my country, if you're 16 years old, no doctor in this country is going to prescribe HRT or testosterone replacement therapy to a kid that is 16 years old. Even if you were born without testicles, they would still not prescribe you testosterone at 16 years old. Now, of course, These days you can just take out your phone and Google pretty much everything that you want to research, but back then Casella was a teenager, probably in the 80s. It must have been really difficult because back then doing research meant going to the library or asking your stepdad for information. Anyway, let's continue with the story. Max said that the process helped him finally reach puberty in his late 20s. He explained, "I have a malfunctioning pituitary gland from birth and basically had to jumpstart my puberty by pumping me full of testosterone and growth hormones to get me to grow because it wasn't happening. I was 25 and I hadn't even shaved." No doubt his condition made it difficult in maintaining his Hollywood career with his signature role coming from starring in highly popular series Doogie Howser MD from 1989 to 1993. I wonder what his dosages were and what his protocol was. Now, of course, we're talking about the 90s here. I also wonder, and this is a little bit trickier, if it wouldn't have been best to first put him on high dosages of growth hormone replacement therapy because he still needed to grow in height, and then put him on testosterone replacement therapy because for sure he didn't start his puberty yet, but he lacked growth hormone and he was relatively short in height. Now, testosterone for sure would have closed his growth plates. So we don't have any details, but eventually he grew to 1.70 m or 5'5". Now I know for a fact I would never be 1.88 m if I had started testosterone replacement therapy earlier, because I grew well into my 20s and I probably stopped growing once I started hormonal replacement therapy because of the HCG and the increase in androgens in my body. It actually fused my growth plates. Now I also had severe osteoporosis and I can imagine for Max Casella it would have been the same because of the lack in androgens. Casella, now 55, shared that although delayed puberty allowed him to play parts much younger than his actual age, it was a difficult thing to go through. Max got candid, as he said, "It was a horror show. I couldn't talk about it, no one understood it. It's like the trans community today talks about body dysmorphia and feeling like I'm in the wrong body. Absolutely my experience, absolutely. I was a man trapped in a little boy's body throughout most of my 20s until they finally pumped me full of testosterone." Regardless, the talented actor has maintained a successful Hollywood career as he has starred in almost 100 projects. Crazy to think that this guy was getting roles for a younger actor because of this condition. Now that is one hell of a success story, because even though he had to live with basically a broken body until he was 27 years old, in a body that simply was not functioning, like you're seeing everybody around you, all your friends move on and go through puberty and become men, and you are left behind as a boy, a sick one. Eventually he still made it to make one hell of a successful career and a successful actor. I mean, this guy played alongside Steve Buscemi, James Gandolfini, Wolverine's brother, I can't remember his name. This person is one hell of an example of don't let your limitations fuck with your life. He said it was a horror show and there was nobody to talk to, and I can relate. After a while, with the depression and the body dysmorphia, you just lock yourself in your own little world of shame, in your own little bubble. I really wonder how he was finally diagnosed at 27 and why he's coming out with this story pretty much more than almost 30 years later. Being trapped in a little boy's body throughout most of my 20s definitely hits hard on me, because I know what it feels like, and I know I missed on so much good things in my teens and 20s because of this condition. It must have been the same for Max Casella. Now, I have people on a weekly basis who contact me on YouTube with possible symptoms of low testosterone or of other hormonal deficiencies, and these days there are a lot of solutions, but if you think that you might have a possible problem, go for a freaking blood test. Doctors are there to help you. You really have to get out of that shyness and do it for yourself. If you think you might have a problem, what's the worst that can happen? Go for a freaking blood test and don't lose more time. Of course, online now these days you can find a lot of videos and a lot of information online, but when Max Casella had to deal with this shit, online didn't exist yet. He had to do it on his own. So if you think you might have a problem, go test yourself and don't lose more time. I wish we could have more details about this story and that I'd actually have a little chat with our Mobster gangster, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Now guys, ending it here. Let me know what you thought of his story in the comment section. Kindly do the YouTube things, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you on the next one. Uranus out.